You've probably heard it before. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that couldn't be more true when it comes to speaking on camera. If your voice is flat or hesitant or rushed, people will not stay engaged. But if you know how to use vocal color and breath properly, you'll sound confident and in control naturally. Let's talk about it. So today I'm showing you exactly how you stop sounding unsure and start speaking with authority without overthinking it. And before we go too far, hey, I'm Glasgow and I help small business owners and corporate leaders own their voice and presence on live video, whether that's in virtual meetings, webinars, or video podcasts. And here's the truth: confidence is contagious. And if you sound sure of yourself, people believe you. If you don't, they check out. The good news: you don't have to be naturally confident to sound confident. And today, I will show you how to use your voice effectively so your audience hangs on your every word. And hey, go ahead and drop a mic in the comments if you have ever cringed at the sound of your own voice, because you are not alone. I remember the first time I listened back to my speaking voice on a recording. It definitely did not sound like what I had imagined. In my head, my voice sounded powerful and rich. In reality, it sounded high and thin and much weaker than I had thought. But it wasn't until years later, when I started working with other people's voices, that I figured out how to fix mine. I realized that there were three big things every confident voice I had admired was using that those with unconfident voices were not. And the third one definitely goes against conventional wisdom. So make sure you stick around for that. Now, first things first, confident speakers do not just talk, they play with their voices. They're unafraid to play full out on what I like to call the vocal playground. Now, think about it. Kids on the playground, they don't hold back. They yell, they whisper, they squeal, and make up silly voices, all without worrying if they sound good or professional. And here's the kicker: that play is what keeps their friends engaged. They naturally use variety, and that variety is what makes them interesting. But somewhere along the way, we stopped playing. Most people are stuck using three colors in their vocal crayon box: the red, the blue, and the green. You know, those same colors, those crayons that you get at the restaurant when they hand you the kids' menu. And sure, they work, but 5 minutes in, you are bored. That's what happens when someone speaks in the same tone, pitch, and rhythm all the time. It's predictable, it's slightly monotone. And that's why people start tuning out. But you have got a full Crayola box full of 24 colors: the light, the dark, the bright, the soft, the bold, and the subtle. And when you start using those colors intentionally, your voice becomes something people want to listen to. Now, before your mind goes way too far, this isn't about being dramatic or over the top. It's about knowing what's in your vocal toolbox and being conscious of the choices you're making when you speak. And the best way to start is to get back on the vocal playground, of course. And we are going to do that right now and find out what colors you've got in your vocal crayon box. We're going to start by going to the slide, literally, a vocal slide. So just like a kid on a playground, you are going to slide your voice from the highest pitch that you can reach down to the lowest. Now, I am not asking you to be Maria Callas. I just want you to go as high as you comfortably can and then whoosh on down to the bottom. It's going to sound like this. Woo! Yeah? All right, try it with me. Woo! And listen, the cricks, the cracks, the squeaks, the squawks, all of it is welcome. You're just exploring pitches and muscle functions that you probably haven't used in a while. So let's do it again. Ready? Slide from the top to the bottom. Woo! Yes, down to that grizzly, growly bottom place. And now we're going to break the playground rules, okay? We're going to go back up the slide. We're going to go from our lowest pitch all the way up to that highest comfortable pitch. So try it with me. It's going to sound like this. Yeah, one more time with me. Yes, and you can do this a few times. It's simple, it's fun, and it warms up your voice without you even realizing it. Just maybe don't do it in a public place unless you want people looking at you funny. The shower is actually the perfect place to get a little vocal play in because everyone sounds great in the shower. This is how you start unlocking all of the colors in your voice so you can play with them instead of getting stuck in the same three crayon loop. So, the next thing about being confident on camera and that on camera speakers use is to have a connection to their breath. Yes, I know that you already breathe all day. Congrats to you on that, by the way. But most people are not using their breath efficiently when you speak. And if you want a voice that commands attention, you've got to connect to it because your breath is your fuel. It's the fuel for a powerful voice. And breath support is simple. And in simple terms, it's consistent air pressure and airflow. So I am going to give you a quick exercise to help you start connecting to your breath. So I want you to first find a comfortable place to lie down. It could be a bed, the floor, wherever that is. And if you don't have a place to lie down, you can do this sitting or standing. You're going to grab a book that's not too heavy, but it's not too light. You want to be able to place it on your lower belly and feel it rising and falling as you inhale and exhale. If you're not lying down, then you can put your hands on your belly. Now, you're going to lay there or sit there and breathe naturally. Just allow your breath to move naturally through your body. Don't try to force it. It might take a few seconds for your body to calm down. You're probably going to be trying to breathe in and out, but just allow your body to breathe naturally. Notice your breath going in and out. Notice that your body is doing all that it naturally does on its own. Now, I want you to sip in the air. Imagine you've got a tiny straw. You're going to inhale slowly through that tiny straw, like you're filling a glass with the air from the bottom to the top, letting that air just drop down into the bottom of your belly like this. You should feel that book rise or your hands full go out as you inhale that air. Then we're going to exhale the air on a hard S like this. Now we're doing that hard S. You should feel your belly muscles contract when you do that hard S. And you should feel that belly go down slowly as you hiss that air out like a garden snake. This is building control and strength for your voice. Now, yes, there is more to it than this that I don't necessarily have time to get into today. So if you want more help unlocking your voice and really connecting the voice with the breath, go ahead and comment voice unlock, and I will send you where you can access my vocal mini course made just for speakers like you. So we have played on the vocal playground. We've tapped into your breath power, but also I promised you a third thing that goes against conventional wisdom, something that might go against everything that you've ever believed about your own voice. And that is that you need to embrace it. I know. You've heard yourself on a recording and you thought, is that really my voice? Maybe you cringed. Maybe you wished you sounded different. But here's the thing, your voice is part of your identity, and owning it is a key to your confidence on virtual presentations. So think about it. Some of the most recognizable voices aren't perfect. Fran Drescher, Rosie Perez, Steve Buscemi. They didn't have deep, silky voices, and they certainly didn't try to sound like anybody else. Instead, they have leaned into what makes them unique, and that is why people listened. You do not need a perfect voice. You need to own yours. And yes, you can train your voice. Yes, you can enhance it. But the most powerful speakers don't waste time hating their own sound. They own it, and that's what makes them magnetic. And if you've never done it before, I want you to take a listen back to a video of you speaking with your eyes closed, as in listen to the video with your eyes closed. I want you to resist the urge to criticize, okay? Think back to the vocal playground that we were just playing on. Take note of what you hear that you're doing in that regard. And then write down what you hear. But it can't be that sucks because sucks is subjective and you can't fix subjective. But you can adjust things like I could make my pitch go a little higher when I say that, or a little faster when I say that. Observant feedback is what will help you grow. You do not need someone else's voice. You need to embrace the power in your own voice. Because whether you're speaking on camera, on a podcast, or in a virtual meeting, people aren't just listening to what you're saying. They're responding to how you say it. You are setting the tone for people to experience you. And a voice filled with doubt makes people doubt you. A voice that's grounded, expressive, and uniquely yours, that's what holds attention. But this is only part of the equation because you also need to set your virtual stage. Yes, your camera, your lights, and your set. So that is exactly what we're tackling in the next video, which is above me. I'm going to be showing you how to set up your camera and the room around you so you actually like what it is that you see. And if it's not live yet, just go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss it when it drops. I'll see you next time.